All right. All right. Good afternoon, traders. Good afternoon, all. Good to see everyone. Happy Friday. Um, you should see my screen, hear my voice. You should be able to chat with me, chat with each other. Hello, Vladimir. Stephen D says yes. Vladimir says yes. Cray1. Cray1, I've never seen your name come up. Are you new or did you log in under a different name and you're somebody familiar? Let me know. If you're new, I want to say hello and welcome you to the group. New. Amazing. Uh I mean, I'm gonna call you Cray until you tell me something otherwise, which there you go. Um I love it. Okay, it is. Good stuff. Well, welcome. Glad to have you. Um, feel free to pop in and ask questions, make comments as necessary. And the rest of you, happy Friday. Let's just dive in and say officially welcome everyone to the Options Income Launchpad Weekly Market Wrap Friday afternoon, last hour. We manage some things. We look ahead to see if it helps us manage some things. Are we getting improvement? Are we getting continued deterioration? What's up to you, Renee? Good to see you. My name is Scott. I'll be your host. This is for education illustrative purposes only, as always. Nothing we do or say is intended as a recommendation to buy or sell anything. We're not brokers or advisors, so we don't give personalized investment advice. Decisions you make based on information from this platform or what you see here is at your own risk. Yada yada yada. Dun, dun, dun. Today's market, good day for a put is what uh who said that? John said, good day for a put. Yeah, indeed. We got one snuck in yesterday from our new list that we made. So we had enough deterioration that we said, let's get a bearish watch list put together. We got an initial list, about 14 stocks from, I don't know, 4 or 5 different groups based on what's driving this thing, which is, oil prices up, gas prices up, demand down. UPS seemed like a reasonable one from the list. Good liquidity on the options, which is always favorable to us. And yeah, we caught a good day today. Depending on the number of contracts you have, you might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take one off. I believe it hit our first, like, hey, this is an intermediary target of like getting right to the bottom of the old lows. Take one off. Keep the rest. See if it gets down to 91. Take more off. And then, like me, I'm going to hold one to see if it has another one of those big falls. It's only had one of those, but at least it's demonstrated. Let's go there. These are the other things we're doing today. Here's UPS. Okay. So let's just pop in there. First target was established based on like what I think it was actually even a little lower than that. 94.50, like even lower. So basically, like, hey, get me at least like halfway down to this point. It's really, I think, more what I was looking at. And so I'm looking for this. This is getting me 3.33 to 1. It's a good trade. But I do have this. And I'm thinking, man, if this thing accelerates, do I hold to see if it can drop down here, test these low 80s, which is about what this drop would be if we stuck it over here? Well, yeah, I do want to give that a shot. Absolutely. I think that sounds like an appealing proposition. So that's it. Now, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 3 o'clock Eastern. What do we not have today? We don't have a huge surge in the sellers. Something that we talked about as an at least. Well, at least it wasn't a bunch of selling. Well, I'm not looking for least here. I'm looking for, is this going to continue bearish? What's the one concern? Average volume, 7.5 million. We're at 3. I mean, we could see a big surge and we'll probably get no more than 4 million, which is light relative to average. Now, this day here with the 34, that really skewed things a little bit. But even before that, we were at 6 million. So it's like, even if you taper that down a little bit and say 6 instead of 7.5, we're still at 2/3 of that. That doesn't like exude confidence on behalf of the sellers. Today's price action is great. We opened down. So this is one of those times where sometimes we get in and the next day it's up a little and then it drops. Today it started down and then kept going down. So hopefully you had time, but you can see here it's just drop, 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 lower high, drop, 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 lower high. I don't see anything in here that in any way makes me think I shouldn't continue looking for more downside going into next week. Okay. Okay. Thoughts, questions, concerns on UPS? Are you in? Are you holding? Are you closing any? What's everybody doing with this? It's a good trading group here. I would expect at least a few people to be in this one. Okay. Hold. Indeed. Indeed, sir. Got in. Good. Love it. Is it too late to get in now? It's not much left at this point, right? When we miss a big chunk like this, 3.35%. Now, when we got in, it was a bounce trade. We were catching it up here as it was bouncing. Now would be shifting into a continuation trade where you think, you know what? I think it's going to keep dropping. If you thought it was going to get this bigger move again, if you're like, ooh, this is going to be bad, I think it's at least heading to 85. That would help because that gives you about 9 points to the downside. You could bring a stop in just above here, and you're still $4 up, $9 down. It's just a continuation trade's never going to give 3-to-1, 4-to-1 reward to risk ratio logistics. That's, you're more likely to be right when it's already moving the direction. So you may have a statistically higher probability of success. I wouldn't say it's by much. I mean, but a lot of times I'm going to be putting the alert out to try to catch it in a manner that we can get. I think we had 3.33. It's better reward to risk. Okay. I can actually, let's go back. Stabilization, a little recovery here. Was up for most of the day, still up a titch. I'm still kind of keeping this one. It turned, pulled back on a hiccup. Hiccup's not even back to support. BA put is doing good. Is that what that one was? A Boeing put? Yeah, let's talk turkey. If you have a trade and you want to throw it out there, what you have, give it to me. ASX, Boeing. I Why can't I change the symbol? Boeing. There we go. Oh, yeah, nice. Very, very nice. Okay, let's go take a look at the market itself. Largest trade right now. Cash is a position. That's having a bunch of powder in the keg is not a bad thing, right? At a time when we see what we see here, which has been pretty consistent deterioration. It's not even really stabilized. We had like this 1 3 week period where we're like, maybe it's gonna stabilize right here. Feb 15 through March 1. Let's go take a peek at that for a second. Oh, yeah, we are down 1.5%, but same thing as yesterday, even less so. We're seeing a price volume divergence. It's lower with less sellers. I don't think it's going to get as high. Volume yesterday was 96 million, which was almost average, but wasn't above average. We're not like, ooh, look at the selling pressure. And again, today, we're at 70. I think we'll maybe get to 90, which will be less than yesterday. So a lower day on less sellers. That's an odd. I mean, it's a divergence of, but it is a lower low. Interestingly, when you look at this week, the only above average day was Monday, and it was a buy day. It actually had above average volume and popped up 1%. It's dropped since then, but it's done so without a lot of conviction. So does it feel like it has like the sellers don't have a strong foundation and there could be a reversal pretty easily? Yeah, I think so. Cross the red line though. Yeah, but this red line, I don't even remember. I don't even remember when that line got put on. Um, let me see here. Let's look at the sorry, I'm looking at a trade real fast. I'm sure you guys are doing the same. Give me just 1 second here. Make sure this looks good. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Any others to look at? Now, what else do we need to look at here? We need to see how much VIX is there. How much VIX did we see come into this thing? A pretty good chunk. It is taking out this day here. So I would say it is still on track. We just had a higher low. We did not make a higher high. We tested above this, but did not make it above that. It's not looking good, is it? Um, okay. Uh, SPY is almost at August low. Yeah. Let's go back for a second. Take a look. Can you show the VXX? Yeah. Let's actually look at both. Um, yeah. The VIX up about here. The VXX, let's bring that in. Woo! That one's really, really jumping, isn't it? Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, let's go to the top. Do you have a trade on this, John? Do you have a trade? Did we look at everyone's trade who wants to look at a trade? Yeah, great call out, Kyle. If you're trading anything else, if you're trading oil and gas, if you have other trades on, you did. Okay. Yeah, give me your trades. Then I'll start going through the list. But um I definitely want to hear from you guys. So, okay. Uh yeah. No one else has one? Okay. Alcoa sideways, Apple. Yeah, tech stocks. Tech stocks are struggling, right? Struggling. Um, let's see. Archer Daniels made a move, tested higher, starting to stall out a little bit there. I have to imagine if you're in any kind of a bearish trade, you probably are doing pretty well on it as of right now. For sure. But the the bullish trades, you're kind of hanging on. Who has bullish trades on still? Who has bullish trades on still? And um, can't hold in this market. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the one I'm going to keep ASX because that one still hasn't um, has not broken a support level. But yeah, it's not the market where we think things might just come back. That's for sure. Okay. Okay. The Let's keep going. Applied materials. Most things are turning down. You can see even some of these that have started to show a little bullish strength. But I gotta say, if this market's going to turn around, massive opportunities coming through. So now you're starting to see like maybe we think the first one is setting up here. Excuse me. Okay. Um, where else do we see these opportunities developing? Amazon. No, that's a big miss too. This was one that was like trying to recover. Then it sort of like lost its momentum and then now it's broken to the downside. This one will have above average volume. Um, Not good for consumer discretionary. APH down. So this is ASX still holding above the 50, still hanging on. If the market gets a recovery, it could recover a big move. And I'm gonna look to have something bullish in place. uh, so I don't miss it. Glenn was looking at MU this morning. For a day trade. I saw MU looked had some bullishness today, but up and down, up and down. Okay. Okay. AXP turning now this is one where I feel like there is opportunity developing in the financials, and the financials will start to maybe try to put a recovery together. We're not seeing it here. We're seeing this more sideways. But if we jump to a couple of others, you'll notice things like that. Now it's big today, and it actually this is big with volume, so that's a little concerning. But that's my line. That's my old low. I still have opportunity where if all of a sudden we slow down, hold, turn, what do we think? Slow down, hold, turn. Yeah. Then we have something that we think becomes tradable. Um, um, let's see. Another one would be Not Bank of America, but I think maybe Goldman, maybe Morgan. You can kind of see similar type patterns. Not quite the same level, but you can see there's the drop, there's the pop, there's the pullback. Okay. Okay. Let's go back up to the financials. I think financials are trying. I don't think technology so much. Actually, let's jump over here for a second. What's trying, what's not? Materials, iffy, right? I would say it's iffy. um, okay. Communication services, new lows. Certainly it's not there. What does that mean? Google, Meta, no. Netflix, probably not. Um, um, okay. And there it is. Here we go. Energy. And this is what you were talking about, Kyle. The gas, the oil, still strong. There's nothing that's stopping it, but at the same time, you got to say to yourself, how much more do I get before it pauses? Now you can see back here, we can measure this one. Um, how much has this done already? How much has this done? Whoops. Uh, I mean, you can see there's maybe not much more before a consolidation. If you're in, great. But once I see like a 5 day move that looks like this, I'm like, I'm too late for whatever that is. I'm going to wait for some sort of a consolidation. Um, okay. Um, let's look at Netflix. Well, let's get back to the top of the list. Where were we? Financials making no. I'm getting distracted here. Financials. Oh, goodness. I was thinking financials, and now I'm a little bit less inclined. That clearly broke this that we thought might be developing. That certainly changes the perspective there. Industrials down, technology down, staples, utilities, healthcare, discretion. I mean, it's just nasty. I think that we look um a great short. Yeah, it's gonna give back. I agree with that. I agree with that. There could be opportunity to the downside when the thing ends, if and when we get, well, eventually we will, but when we get to that point, I think that is very, very true. Let's talk about market posture. Someone already brought up the one line, so let's just kind of go through this. Did we lose enough ground? We dropped through the purple line here, and we took a point away. Um, from here to here, is it another quarter of a point? We took a quarter when we broke below the purple line. Do we take another one here? I don't think so. I don't think it's enough for me. I think that score for me is gonna hold. Um I don't know where. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't until it broke below like this. And I know that might have a little upslope, but maybe that if that breaks, that's the next place I'm going to drop my score a little bit and say, yeah, that's really starting to, get worse and worse. Okay. Let's go here. Definitely losing ground here. Without a doubt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were here, tried, and then just rolled over. Just rolled over. Lower low. Definitely getting worse. Uh, I think that's staying the same. I think that's going to a minus 0.5, maybe even minus 0.75. That was it could have been bad enough. It could. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. It could have been bad enough that that happens. Volume. Now, volume actually might recover to a 0.5. Let's take a look at that one. I want to hear from the group what you guys think is going to happen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. I mean, this here is equilibrium. Maybe it stays the same. Maybe it gets just a titch better. It goes to minus 0.5. And at the end of next week, we might get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 of those cells are going to drop off next week. And the buy will be so old that we won't even care about it anymore. So this thing could start organically drying up back towards a um, neutral score. Um, okay. Um, let's see. The VIX as a score, so volume is going to maybe stay the same, maybe get worse. So between all 3 of these, it's going to probably stay the same. maybe get worse. It's not great. It's not great. When we look at the VIX score is going to get worse, higher high. It's a higher high. We had the higher low scored here, and then it didn't do much else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we were here off the higher low. We said that was not it, but now that we're closing up here, it is. So yes, that's going to drop. That is going to drop. What else? Major market. Hard to say. Where did we finish? Neutral? Yeah, that's probably going to hold. I don't see that getting worse. I don't see that getting better, but it could get worse. Could be to a minus 0.25. I think we could end up dropping below a -2 if I were to progress. Volume is down because nobody has any money left. No one has money. Nah, I think there's plenty of powder in the keg, but the keg is starting to like I think institutionally there's less. For a while they had quite an excess of cash. We've talked about like, hey, at what point do they have to invest because you can only have so much cash before it's like, nope, you can't just pull it out, sit on cash. No one's paying for you to sit in cash. They can do a little bit in cash. I don't think we're seeing that yet. Fundamentally, takes a while to get there. They are in energy and utilities after selling mega caps. A lot of hedging from institutions. Agreed. That's the VIX over 30. Right? That's exactly what puts the VIX over 30 is that institution from, or is that hedging from institutions, without a doubt. That's what's happening. Um, okay. Where did we get to? Cisco rolling over. I like Cisco actually. I think Cisco, if it holds up, I'm looking for things that can have an impact on the market. So anything above the 50, if this thing pulls in and stabilizes and then turns up out, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Next stop from here is 87 and a half. I certainly think that I could catch something like that. I'll try it. Okay. Uh, Delta. Nope. Let's see. Delta had a little bit of a break. Big smash up out of this consolidation. This may be its first time on a little bit of a pullback. You don't have much time for earnings, but there could be something developing there. It's nice to see when there's those things. S&P or the Dow down 1.75 today. But small caps small caps only 1.8 and holding previous lows, which clearly the Dow is not doing. I think maybe the major market actually holds up. I don't think it will drop. I don't think it will drop. So there should be an interesting market posture on Sunday for sure. Should definitely be interesting. Dow Chemical. We were looking for this, but that was a tough one. That's a big entry day. I hate big entries where I'm like, that's it doesn't leave me the ability to really do much more than like a 2-to-1. I don't know. Anyone pull the trigger on that? Let me know. Ford new lows, GE new lows for at least, I guess not quite, just about, at least on 6 months. Gold pulling back. General Motors pulling back. Google dropping further. As we said, communication services not doing well. Mm-hmm. Okay. Goldman Sachs. Yes, for me as a contender. If these things can hold up, that's what I'm gonna be looking for. Something over here. Home Depot crashing down, HL down, IBM, Intel sideways, IWM, Lumentum could be setting up bullishly there. LRCX, MasterCard new lows, Meta new lows. Meta is getting demolished. Demolished. Monster. Oh, Morgan. Maybe still. Microsoft, new lows. Micron. Pretty big sell off. Netflix. A Meta bounce. Well, if it did bounce, Kyle, good to see you. Have a great weekend. Hopefully, I'll see you Sunday. I see this as a dead cat bounce, if anything. And if you don't know how the saying goes, even a dead cat will bounce if you drop it from high enough. It doesn't mean it's alive. It means it's so yeah, that's a falling knife. I'm gonna watch it. Down. Palantir closed obviously yesterday, early in the day. QQQ, new lows, Rocket Lab, breaking the downside, Ross Stores. Looks still okay. RTX not really holding up. Silver, no. SanDisk, ooh. Well, hello. These little digital storage are still looking okay. I'm looking at this thinking, you know what? That looks okay. It's high volatility and it's expensive. What does that mean? I would want to do by way of the type of trade. I would definitely want to do a spread of some kind, spread trade of some kind. SPY, geez, getting close to 2%. But still, I said 90. We're 12 minutes away. We're at 80 million. I think 90 is right. It'll be average, but not more. STX looks tradable. SYY, no. Possibly rolling over for a put. I believe that's on my bearish list. TJX, it needs to be taken off my bullish list. Tesla down. Taiwan Semiconductor. Viking. VIK is what I meant. No, VOD is what I meant. Sideways, WDC. WDC still looks pretty good. I would say I'm looking to take one of these. I just don't know which one yet. Walmart? No. Okay, let's take a last look at UPS. Came back a little bit, but it did drop down to a low of 94. A low of 94. Our trade said we might look to take a little gain at 94.50. So if you took a little at that point, locked a little gain in before the weekend, well done. Well done. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? How are we feeling? Glad you got puts if you got them, I'm sure. Glad you closed things bullishly quickly if you had them. What direction will the market go on Monday? I'll tell you what, John. If you I'm going to change the answer or the question into a 8-ball compatible question. Will the market be bullish on Monday? And the answer says signs point to yes. I mean, I'm just saying, signs point to yes. That's what the 8-ball says. Take a vote. Let's do it. I actually, I don't know. I would actually vote bearish. I would actually say there's always a good ability for escalation over the weekends. And then the market reacts and opens down on Monday. Let's take this vote. We'll make it binary. No sideways. Does it open up or open down on Monday? That's our Friday afternoon wrap up quiz so that we can all put a little skin in the game. I say down. I vote down. Up or down? Come on, where's my votes at? Up then sells off. Ooh, that's not bad. He's even going into some granular detail. Good answer, Craig. Vladimir says down. It doesn't count if you don't get it on the books. You can't be like, yeah, I knew it was gonna go. Nope. Put your prediction on the books. Tony says he agrees with Craig. Start up, but sell off. Yeah, I'm actually even gonna say I think it's gonna be a between 0.5 and 1 sell off. Between 0.5 and 1%. What do you guys think about that? Okay. Down at the open and move up. Oh, John says he agrees with us that it's going to be down on the open. And then it's going to move higher. Okay. Interesting. I like it. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. I feel comfortable with our read on the market, so we'll go with that for now. It's good to see everybody. Manager trades well. Have a great rest of your day. Have an amazing weekend. See you guys on Sunday. As always, happy trading.